Welcome to Creative Pages with Catherine Live. I'm Catherine, and I am here with sketch number 8 from the worldwide virtual crop that is going on right now. And I wanted to use wide open places again. I know I used it for sketch 1, but I need to show you what we're going to do this time. It's going to be something completely different and kind of fun. So without further ado, let me go ahead and switch things over. And here we are, sketch number 8. Okay, for this one, it had these circles here, and that just reminded me of a crescent moon. And with the crescent moon, it reminded me of this piece that we cut off of this page that I used in my first sketch. So if you all remember, we had this one here. And so here's the 2-page layout from sketch 1. And of course, we used these top 3 sections in this layout, but we had this little piece left at the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and create a really fun layout using the sketch, some stickers, some mats, and this is actually our left side. This is going to be our right side of our upcoming layout. And everything I kind of based off of this piece. I just wanted to use up a scrap. I mean, that's kind of one of my things of what I do. And then I also will tell you as we go along what else I've got here, because it's a little bit more than usual, but I really think it all came together super nicely. I do like to sometimes play around with color. I mean, this other one had a lot of color in this layout, and this one has more of an absence of color. And so I just really like the idea of using the blacks, the grays, and work them to my advantage. The base pages, I pulled out 2 sheets of our light gray cardstock. So it just lent itself really well to doing this layout. So that's what I'm working on. Okay, here we go. And just get some of this stuff down. Get this lined up here. There we go. So that is the base for our entire page. And then what I've done is I pulled out some of our mats from our mat pack. So you can see these are the larger 6.5. Well, this one's a larger 6.5 by 4.5. This one is one of the 4 by 6 mats, but I really just love the idea of pulling back in the barbed wire that was in this other one. And we have this barbed wire laser cut mat. And I just thought, let's frame this with it. And then I pulled in a couple other mats for this other side of the page. You can see that the back sides of those are just kind of something completely different. But I also wanted to show you, you could have easily cut this darker gray paper that has the barbed wire on it as well. It has kind of the chain link on the back. We used it in our other layout. And this also would have fit, but I just really liked repeating the black and the gray here. And then, of course, there was one other mat. And like I said, I wanted to just add this extra pop of black here. So I'm going to go ahead and get these put down. And then we'll see what else I've done to put this page together. So I'm leaving about 1/4 of an inch or so around the mats here, because so that way they can fit. And you'll remember maybe from the sketch here, I'll actually pull it in again. So in the sketch, all of these were running the same direction, and it had this extra piece behind it. But with this layout, I just didn't want to add anything extra because I really liked the barbed wire look and effect. And I thought by adding this laser cut mat, it added enough. I didn't need to add another piece of paper to make this layout work. And the reason I turned this other one was so I could fit a journal box over here. Okay. And I, oops, Just pulled the wrong tape runner, so let me get this real quick. Not that it wouldn't stay with the repositionable, it would, but try to be consistent in what I'm doing here. So let's center this a little bit more in the middle is what I'm looking at. And I keep trying to, I think this is just a little bit crooked here. Here we go. And so now I need the repositionable for this mat. And of course, these are also double-sided. You can see this back side is more brown. And I really wanted the gray because, of course, that's what's going to work with the rest of my layout that I'm putting together here. And any pictures that are going on this page are really going to pop. I think it would be wonderful for some nighttime in the mountain photos. And there we go. There's our laser cut mat there. Okay, so I've also taken our, this was kind of like a corrugated metal paper. Let me show you. I had a scrap of that left. And on this other side, we have this lighter gray. So we have this metal thing. And I'm going to use this as a base for this barbed wire border maker that I cut. And this is one of our discontinued border makers. So I'm kind of sorry. I try not to use items that are discontinued, but I figured let's go ahead and just go with it because the barbed wire just really fit this page so well. And I actually did punch the barbed wire pieces from the barbed wire paper. So I apologize. My internet's a little bit jumpy. It is what it is. I think things are just a little bit busier today. And our weather is a little bit cloudier. So hopefully we can get through this layout and not have to worry about it. So let's go ahead and put this on. I'm going to go ahead and do them both at once on my parchment board. That way I can go ahead and move this to the side coming up as well. Here we go. So we're going to go ahead and put this on the bottom here onto this corrugated metal looking piece. Oops. Which of course slipped as soon as I touched it, but it's just the way it is. And this bottom piece I cut at 1.5 inches by 12 inches. So if you went ahead and screenshotted the sketch when I showed it, you'll see it's 1.5 inches by 12 inches for this bottom strip. And then, of course, the barbed wire border maker's going on top of it. So in our Wide Open Places texture pack, we have this adorable cowhide print. And the back side is dirt, it looks like. But I went ahead and cut my journal box. I did fussy cut it a little bit so that way it fit in this space. This one is 4 inches by 2.5 inches, and it just fits perfectly into this little spot. So, and I figured, you know, the whole texture to it works, and you can still write on it because it's white. And then finally, for this piece, I used our custom cutting system circles. I used the medium circle. It's our second circle, and you can see where these pieces on here are wider. Well, for me, I was all about the crescent moon in this piece here. So I went ahead and I just made a circle from the inside, and I used the blue blade first and then the red blade. So mine is a thinner half circle. And then I took my corner rounder and I rounded off the corners just to give it a little bit more of the crescent effect. And we're going to go ahead and put one up in this top end and one in the bottom end just to accent the page a bit. And I'm going to grab my repositionable tape again. So much for not putting away the parchment board, but it's okay. Here we go. So here's this one up here and this one down here. Here we go. Finally, I have pulled some of our stickers. Oh, wait. First of all, I forgot we had this little circle that we cut out from inside of here. And I've just taken and flipped the paper over. And this is going to become an accent piece in the top of our page up here to place one of our stickers on. So I'm putting that down. And I grabbed one of our horseshoes because I thought, well, it's going to work with these crescent moons and kind of the half circles. Maybe it looks like a horseshoe rather than a crescent moon, but that's okay. We still have the effect of the circular part that was in the sketch. So there is our horseshoe. I actually grabbed this other sticker, which also mimics what's on our piece that we had left over. And this one is just going to go over this left side here. I'm going to just go ahead and cover up the other crescent moon with this one just to give it an extra kind of almost a highlighted effect to our layout. And finally, I pulled the silver wind turbine because it just fits right here so perfectly. Let me pull out the center of this piece here that's supposed to pop out anyways from our sticker sheet. And we're going to go ahead and place this down here amongst all the barbed wire. Let's go ahead and put it where it's going to go in between these two. So no foam squares on this layout. I know I like my foam squares, but on this one I just don't think it's necessary. We have stayed true to the essence of the sketch a good bit for our sketch number 8. And we have the left side of our page done here. I'm going to go ahead and hold it closer to the camera so y'all can see what it looks like complete. If my internet will cooperate here. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to move it back again. So sorry about that internet not working so well. I guess I need to give things a little bit of a break. And here is the right side of the layout as well. I hope you enjoyed watching and joining in while I did the sketch 8. There's still 4 more sketches to go in the Worldwide Virtual Crop, and hopefully y'all will join me for another one. Until next time.